In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 6 reasons why you just may not want to move to Sacramento. And you're going to want to wait till the end and watch the whole thing because number 6 just may surprise you. All right, let's get started. Hi guys, this is Jacqueline with the GAGE group with eXp Realty right here in Sacramento. And if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. This is where we talk to you about everything Sacramento related and give you the full 4-on-1 on what life is like here. So if you're into that, you've come to the right place. We have a lot of videos, so don't forget, subscribe right down below. Yep, right down below. And don't forget, tap that bell button so you're notified every time I do a new video. So my team and I get calls all the time about people thinking about moving to Sacramento, and we love to help them. So if you're considering a move or have any questions, don't hesitate, reach out to us. Call, text, PM, DM, whatever you prefer. All right, so let's get started with the top 6 reasons why Sacramento might not be right for you. Number 1, the hot summers. So I'm sure this may not be a surprise to you if you've been considering a move to Sacramento, but it's something that you definitely want to be aware of. You know, we have great weather here. It's hot from June, I would say, until September, but it can be really hot and it can get into the hundreds. But usually we only have a couple of weeks of 100-degree heat word, and it's the low hundreds. But July and August are going to be our hottest months. An average for July is 93 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'd say August is going to be 91 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is also one of the best things about Sacramento because we have those hot summer nights that people just love, and people are out having activities in the city, and you know, there's concerts going on and outdoor entertaining. We have a lot of patio seating, so it's great to go to a restaurant. So it is definitely can be a plus, but those 2 weeks can be a little bit unbearable. But also what can help are the delta breezes, which we do get from the Sacramento River, which is the delta. And depending on where your house is situated, sometimes if you leave the windows open, it comes through and it's like free air conditioning. So it's wonderful. So don't let the hot summers deter you. Just know that it can be hot. Number 2, low walkability score. Now this may be surprising to some people, but actually Redfin ranks Sacramento's walkability score 45 out of 100. So we didn't even get halfway. But actually that depends on where you're located in Sacramento, I would say. You know, some of Sacramento is very walkable. What we call the grid, our midtown, downtown area, is a walker's paradise. You know, everything is at your fingertips and within minutes of a walk or bike ride. But other areas of Sacramento, when you go out more into the suburb areas, you definitely need a car. It's not walkable. Once you get outside of the midtown, downtown area and you go farther out, it becomes less and less walkable. So even more of our neighborhoods like East Sac, walkable, but still, you know, not everywhere. Midtown's going to give you the most, midtown and downtown will give you the most walkability factor. But if you don't want to drive a car, our public transit is not bad. It keeps getting better and better. Our regional transit consists of light rail as well as buses, and we actually have 50 light rail stations across town, which can get you pretty much anywhere you want to go. Our light rail goes from Folsom, California, all the way to downtown, and it's available 365 days a year, and it's definitely an option if you don't want to take a car. So definitely when you are looking for a spot, if you want that walkability factor, you're going to want to be closer to downtown, what I call the core and the grid of Sacramento. So just a note. Number 3, the homeless. So this is a huge issue in Sacramento and something definitely needs to be done, but it is something that you should know about. And it's become more and more of an issue each year. There's a ton more homeless people. Just to give you some stats, every 2 years they do a count of the homeless. And to give you some context, in 2019, there were 5,570 homeless people. Then 2 years prior, in 2017, there were 3,665 homeless people. And that 2017 increased 30% from the previous count in 2015. So it keeps increasing, and it's become a huge problem all over California. Our city officials really need to get it together. There's no excuse at this point. We only have like a little over 1,000 shelter beds. So you're talking about 75% of the homeless have no place to go. So this is something to note if you're planning on moving to Sacramento, and it's more of an issue if you're living closer to the city. So you have, if you go farther out, like to Carmichael or Fair Oaks area or Roseville and Folsom, there's very little homeless. But anything closer to the core, definitely a prevalent issue. Number 4, allergies. Oh man, so this could be an issue for a lot of people. We are the city of trees, so that is an amazing thing, and we have a lot of great nature right just outside the city with the river and all the trails and so forth. So there's tons of beautiful landscape, but because of that, there is a bit of a downside, and it can be allergies. You could have allergies really bad, and it could be uncomfortable. So, allergy season usually starts in March and goes all the way through June. And then when it gets hot and things dry out, like in the hundreds, no more allergies, but it comes back in the fall. So something to note, and you could also never have an allergy issue, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you get allergies one season. Or some people will move here, be fine, and then it takes about 2 or 3 years because to develop a pollen sensitivity. This is something to consider, but Claritin can be your best friend, or whatever allergy medicine you choose. But a good tip would be to start it before the spring season starts. So, a couple weeks ahead of time will help alleviate a lot of your symptoms. I'm not a doctor or anything, but just from personal experience. Number 5, Sacramento has a small town vibe. Now you might say, hey, that's not bad at all. And it's not, but it's something that might not be for everyone. Because we are the capital of California, people might be expecting a major boom town. Sacramento is the 6th largest city in California, and we have over 500,000 people here, but it's not going to be a major metropolis like a San Francisco or Los Angeles, and probably will never be, even though we do have a lot of people moving here from those larger cities. It does have that small town vibe, which I like, but not everyone will like that. Some things that, if you want to go out late, a lot of restaurants close earlier at 10. They're not open like in a major city much later. But we do have a great quality of life here. You can have great dining, great entertainment, and not have to deal with a lot of the hassles that you would in a big city, and also the steep prices. So just something to consider. Number 6, Sacramento has a high rental market. Now, I think this may be surprising to many because we're not a major city. I know it surprised me when I moved back from Los Angeles to Sacramento. I was expecting a lot cheaper rent initially. But Sacramento has been, because our growth has been on the rise for the past 5 years, so has our rental prices, because we don't have enough supply. So it's a supply and demand issue. But now with COVID happening, you have so many people moving out of the big cities and into secondary cities like Sacramento. In fact, secondary cities are on fire, whether it's a rental or a home purchase. And actually, a recent report from Realtor.com shows that California's urban tech hubs, for example, like San Francisco, rent has dropped up to 31%. And where are they moving? Sacramento. And in fact, what's happened is Sacramento ranked number 5 in the nation for rental increases for 1 bedroom. So a 1 bedroom in Sacramento is now $1,450, which is 10% higher than last year. That is significant. And Sacramento ranked number 6 in the nation for studio increases. So now a studio is $1,400, which has gone up 16.2% within a year. So these rental prices are a huge increase within such a short amount of time. And until we get more supply, I think it's going to just keep going like that. But we do have some rent control that was put into place. But, right now I tell people when they're considering renting or purchasing with these low interest rates, you definitely may want to consider purchasing, because a lot of times it can be better than renting. So just something to consider and be aware of when you're moving here. All right, guys, I hope you found those 6 things about Sacramento helpful when deciding if this is the right place for you. I am also going to tag another video right at the end of this that you're going to really, I think, appreciate, and that's going to be Sacramento, what you need to know before you move here. So check that out. And if you have any questions or are considering a move to Sacramento, don't hesitate, reach out. We would love to help you. All right, and don't forget, subscribe right down below and tap that bell button. All right, take care until next time.